Hi, everybody. Welcome. Historic Eagle Stadium as we get what may be the final game of the regular season and postseason underway, or maybe not. Will the if game be required, or will the Pirates, unbeaten, be once beaten by the now once beaten Saints of LBW? Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring the coverage. Saints above the 500 mark now at 27-25. Pirates at 34-18. Pirates looking to defend their title, won a year ago, taking on a squad that has just beaten all odds. They just keep winning ball games and are here in the championship. Saints and Pirates. Robert Williamson set to bring the coverage, and stepping in is Jesse Hall to begin things, and he will immediately foul off the first pitch. Let's take a look at the gentleman who will come to the plate for the Saints. Jesse Hall, followed by Bryson Gandy, Trevor Shelton Reed Whitaker, Parker Griffin in the 5 spot, Enos McKay, Jarius Colley, Russ Carpenter, and Jonathan Palmer. It is popped up on the infield, and it will drop in as a base hit. Schwartz trying to get there, could not. Hall gets on with a single to start things off for LBW. So a base runner on here in the top part of the first, Jesse Hall. Jordan Armstrong getting the start on the bump for the Pirates. Behind the plate is Jack Lipson, the first baseman, Kel Ledford. At second, Davis Schwartz, shortstop, Joe Odachowski. At third, Tyler Daughtry. In the outfield, Austin Zeitler is in left. The center fielder is Carson Allison. And Jason Rooks is in right field. Out of the strike zone with the opening toss to Bryson Gandy, as it is swung on and missed, and the count evens up at 1. Well, the Saints, a 5 seed, had to get in through a play-in game, knocking off the 4 seed out of the North, 3-2 Marion Military, and then lost their first game in the double elimination part of the tournament. So there was those who were already saying the 5 seed wouldn't be around long, but they were wrong. Here they are in the championship as they dropped into the losers bracket. Beat Wallace Hansville 14-13, Sneed State 11-7. Then Wallace Dothan in a revenge game 15-7. And knocked off Lawson State to get here 14-4. Hit hard to center field, but backtracking to make the catch is Carson Allison, and Gandy is out number 1. One away for Trevor Shelton. Meanwhile, for the Pirates, well, they've just been doing what they normally do. More often than not, they're in a championship game in the ACCC over the course of the last decade. 1 year ago, they won it all, and they're back to try to do it again. They didn't have to worry about a play-in game. Hall takes off for second, and he's going to be gunned down. Lipson catches Hall. So 2 away for Trevor Shelton and nobody aboard. Chad Valley's first game, a 7-2 win over Wallace Hansville. Then they took on Wallace Dothan, the team that had won it a couple of years ago, beat them 7-4. And then in a 10-inning marathon against Lawson State, knocked off the Cougars 5-4, handing them what was, at the time, their first loss of the tournament. And in Chat Valley, well rested, got yesterday off. That's what happens when you win. You win games, you get the breaks. And they got the 1-day break yesterday and are here to take on the Saints today. 2-1 pitch count on Shelton. Reed Whitaker moves to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, and the count evens up at 2. Shelton, a .262 hitter this year with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. It's been an excellent postseason for Shelton, as he has been responsible for numerous RBIs and clutch base hits. As Reed Whitaker to follow. Meanwhile, the Pirates trying to get to the bottom of the first as quickly as possible. Here's your 2-2 offering. Wrapped up the middle. Schwartz backhands. Will he get the throw over to first? He will. Nice Schwartz play to get Shelton And despite the infield single, it turns into a 3-up, 3-down. Top of the first, we're headed to the bottom of the inning, and the Pirates are coming to bat. We head to the bottom of the first in a scoreless contest. Here are the gentlemen who will step into the box. And in order for the Pirates, David Schwartz batting first. Andrew Grekel is the two-hitter. Kel Ledford, followed by Jason Rooks and Tyler Daughtry. Austin Zeiler, Jack Lipson, Jojo Otochowski, Carson Allison. All coming to the plate, 1 through 9 for Chat Valley. Couple of pitches, one into the strike zone, one outside of the strike zone. From Russell Olsey getting the start for the Saints. Rest of that defensive lineup, Reed Whitaker is behind the plate. Parker Griffin at first. The second baseman is Jarius Colley. And shortstop Jesse Hall and third baseman Trevor Shelton. In the outfield, Enos McKay, and left center fielder Bryson Gandy. And Jonathan Palmer is in right. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Swing and a miss. Schwartz strikes out to begin the Pirate first. And there's one away for Andrew Grekel. Another gorgeous day here in Ozark, Alabama. A view of the field as we see it. And a view of the field there, I guess, as Bryson Gandy sees it. Sunshine, as a matter of fact, since all the rain cleared over the weekend, it's been beautiful. In towards right field, Jonathan Palmer will go over and then step back and let Bryson Gandy make the catch. Andrew Grekel with the fly out to center field for out number 2. And there is 2 away for Kel Ledford. 78 degrees in Ozark. We'll warm to 82, and I think tonight will probably be the last of the 50s until the fall. Supposed to get down to 57 tonight here. Granted, we are hoping we are not here late into the evening. If we're here late into the evening, well, Saint fans sort of do. I mean, they want us to be playing into the night. But if we're here until late into the evening, then we've had some really long extra inning games. Because you got this 1 o'clock start, and if there is an if game, it's a half hour after this one. Fouled off by Kel Ledford. Jason Rooks to the on-deck circle. Looks like the rain's back on Sunday. And we're not going to be playing Sunday. 34% humidity. UV index 10. Air quality good. There's a 2-out base hit. Up the middle for Cale Ledford. And the Pirates will get a base runner in the bottom of the first. Jason Rooks next. Winds out of the north at 5. They are very gentle. From my vantage point, hard to see the American flag, which typically is my gauge for how winds are doing it apart, but I can see trees and there's just leaves not blowing much. The inside pitch, 1-0 on Rooks. Tyler Daughtry to the on-deck circle. Foul out of play, and the count evens at 1. Well, considering we're right in the middle of a work day and middle of a work week, not a bad crowd on hand. Got the Shelton family and maybe others in center field. Here's the 1-1. Underneath Hall's mitt at short. That will travel into left. And Jason Rooks will pick up the second Pirate base hit. So a couple of base runners on for Tyler Daughtry. By the way, the Sheltons were in center field when I set up camera yesterday, and since the Saints won a couple of games, one over Wallace-Stoughton and then over Lawson State, they, as most baseball fans are, very superstitious and had to go through the same process that we went through yesterday. Shaking hands, speaking briefly, talking baseball. I think he said they got the same clothes, they're putting up the same umbrella, parked the same way, got the same dog. And I think that's pretty much how many baseball fans are. That jinx thing. Two balls, no strikes on Daughtry. Austin Zeitler's on deck, fouled away. 2-1. Couple of Pirates on here in the bottom part of the first. Trying to make some early noise. Saints pitching has the most lengthiest tenure. It's been about 4 1/3 innings. They will put, or at least typically do, a lot of different guys on the mound during the course of a game. Count even at 2. And, of course, the ultimate goal, you win this one and you're headed to Grand Junction, Colorado. There are 8 spots left, 10 total, but 2 have already been decided. 10 spots, 8 to go to fill out the field there in Grand Junction. Outside of the pitch. And this will decide one of the spots. Plus, we are beginning coverage. As a matter of fact, I checked it out before going on the air. We've got Walter State and Gordon State in the East Central District Championships. Game 1 of that best-of-3 series in progress in Morristown. Walk is issued to Daughtry, and the Pirates are everywhere. First, second, and third. So Olsing gets the first 2 out. Schwartz and Grekel then gives up singles to Ledford and Rooks before walking Daughtry. And it's all loaded up for Austin Zeitler. So Olsey trying to get his Saints out of the bottom part of the first unscathed. Zeitler trying to plate runs. The 2 spots already taken in Grand Junction. Monroe, New York is in, representing the Eastern District. And New Mexico Junior College is in, representing the Southwestern. This event represents the Southeastern District. And then the one up in Tennessee, as the pitch is outside, represents the East Central District. I do know in Florida, They're playing at Joker Merchant Stadium, and Chipola and Northwest Florida State are in the championship game there for the golf division. And for Northwest Florida State to win it, they've got to win a pair of games, because Chipola goes into today's play unbeaten. 1 ball, couple of strikes on Zeitler. That World Series in Grand Junction, something special for these athletes, though. That city goes all out. It's like they're hosting the MLB All-Star Game when the JUCOs come to town. Off the end of the stick, 1-2. And I mean that sincerely. They look at these junior college baseball players as stars when they get to Grand Junction, and treat them that way. 1-2 offering. Fouled away, it stays 1-2. So let's see what other districts need to be decided. The Central District being played in Kansas, the Northern District in Illinois, South Central in Missouri, and the Southern in Texas, all to be decided by the weekend. Fouled away again, it stays 1-2. Lengthy at bat here in the bottom part of the first for Austin Zeitler. Jack Lipson moving to the on-deck circle. Saints in the second have Whitaker, Griffin, and McKay coming to the plate. 0-2, you got the Western Division, and that's being played out in Colorado. Too far inside, and the count evens at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 gone with the bases full. Here's the 2-2 offering. That is hit towards left field, but it is hit right to McKay. So 3 get on, but they're all left aboard. We are headed to the second in a scoreless game.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the top of the second. Reed Whitaker will start things off for the Saints. Parker Griffin, Enos McKay, 2 up in the inning 2. First pitch goes outside for ball 1. Our baseball guru Nick Brooks tells me that Northwest Florida State did beat Chipola in game 1 today. They're in Lakeland 10-7, so they have forced the if game to decide which of those two get to play in Colorado. That's hit well towards center field, going back to the wall. It's out of here. Reed Whitaker with a solo home run. Saints get on the board. Third home run of the year from Whitaker. He just kept carrying to dead away center field. And right now, I'm just thankful that it was about 6 or 8 feet to the south, because if it had been a little more to the north, you may not have a center field shot anymore. That was hit right out there near Camera Fans and Company. And Reed Whitaker makes it a 1-0 Saints lead. Parker Griffin steps in. Enos McKay to the on-deck circle. So in that Gulf District, it's on to the if game. Northwest Florida State, Chipola, 2 Panhandle Conference teams, which really aren't but about 45 miles apart, down in Lakeland playing ball. Raptors short. Griffin out on the 6-3.
Now batting the left fielder, number 29, Enos McKay.
Enos McKay to the plate with 1 gone. Bottom third of the order coming to the plate when we get to the bottom of the inning. Jordan Armstrong, 15 appearances in the season. 11 starts, went 8-3. Had a couple of complete games, pitched 71 1/3 innings. Gave up 59 hits, 29 runs, 23 earned, 27 walks, 70 strikeouts, 3 home runs allowed, and a 2.90 ERA. And obviously he just gave up his 4th home run of the year to Reed Whitaker. McKay trying to hold off on the swing, could not, and the count 1-2. Jarius Colley moves to the on-deck circle. An appeal down to third to see if McKay went again. He did not. And the count evens up at 2. Inside pitch, 3-2 on McKay. Again, an appeal down to third to see if he went. A lot of check swings from McKay. 3-2 the count. Here's the payoff pitch. It is chopped over towards first, but foul. And McKay will turn around and come back to the plate. We started a double elimination part of the tournament with 8 teams. In reality, there were 12 teams with a chance to get in. And that one will nibble the elbows of McKay, and he will get on as a hit batsman. Well, now apparently they are saying that he used the elbow and stuck it into the pitch. So McKay is out versus on as a hit batsman. So I guess that is officially scored as a strikeout. So they are saying the elbow went into the strike zone to draw the contact with the baseball, and McKay will become out number 2. Count evens at 1 on Colley. Russ Carpenter moves to the on-deck circle. Well, a brief argument from Steve Helms, but not long. Colley going on the check swing. And it's 1-2. One-two offering. That was close. Jordan Armstrong thought he had a K, and a lot of Pirate fans agree, and even a Saint fan or two might have said, oh me. But instead, it's outside of the strike zone. 2-2. That one's high. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Armstrong. On the corner, out he goes. But a leadoff home run from Reed Whitaker has got the Saints on the board, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
He's frustrated. She's
producer.
I'll be working with the Ben Harms, gem hunter, bush pilot, adventure seeker extraordinaire.
Didn't he have a mental breakdown?
I'll never get in an airplane again. Never!
He's the most mentally tough, cool, under pressure man that I know.
Never! Never!
Bottom of the second, Jack Lipson starting things off. JoJo Odachowski and Carson Allison due up in the inning 2. Saints draw first blood with a Reed Whitaker home run, his third shot of the year. And the leadoff solo home run to begin the second. Makes it a 1-0 advantage. Hit to Hall at short. And the snap throw over has got Lipson on the 6-3. One out for JoJo Odachowski.
Now batting the shortstop, number 25, JoJo Odachowski.
Carson Allison moves to the on-deck circle. Russell Olsey, 8 appearances, 0-1. And worked 11 innings coming into today with 19 hits given up, 16 runs, 15 earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Had given up 1 home run, and the ERA was at 12.27. First inning, loaded things up, but able to get out of the inning despite the 2 hits and the bases loaded. And gets the first out in the second inning. That one's popped away, out of play. Bottom part of the second, 1 out, ACCC championship. Another one hit to Hall. And that time it'll pull first baseman Parker Griffin off the bag. That's an E6 that's got Odachowski on. So the game's first error comes in the bottom of the second and gets Odachowski aboard for Carson Allison. Davis Schwartz to the on-deck circle. Popped up over into foul territory. Hall gives it a chase to the chain link, and then it drops on the other side. Allison at .297 on the year with 15 RBIs. He's got 6 extra base hits, 5 doubles, and a triple in 101 plate appearances. 20 walks, 35 strikeouts. Those 35 Ks, second most on the team. Behind Jason Rook's 36. Allison trying to move Odachowski over with 1 away. Inside pitch, and the count evens at 2. Well, a nice contingency of fans making the trip from Andalusia. An equally nice group of fans making the trip from Phoenix City. Here to watch the Pirates and Saints. And if you're watching somewhere else, you know what we do in the third and fourth. We give you a chance to become fans in the stands, in essence. And take your shout-outs for a couple of innings. They admittedly get to cheer the whole game. You get to cheer a couple of innings, but well, something's better than nothing, right? Of course, I got a feeling that folks are cheering beyond innings 3 and 4. Swing and a miss, and Allison will strike out. And there's 2 gone as we go back to the top of the order. Davis Schwartz steps in. Andrew Grekel to the on-deck circle. Carpenter, Palmer, and Hall, the 8, 9, and 1 spots coming to the plate when we get to the top of the third for the Saints. Outside with a pitch. By the way, our plans are to keep it right here at the end of the game for the awards ceremony. They'll be handing out an MVP trophy. Of course, the runner-up and championship trophy. And I would assume all tournament teams will be announced too. I know this is going to come as a big surprise, but there were some people that did not agree with the umpire on that toss, and they have expressed their sentiment. Right back up the middle. Colley able to knock it down, but kicks it around, and everybody's safe. So a couple of errors have resulted in a couple of base runners. And Odachowski will go to second with Schwartz at first. Well, the Pirates loaded things up in the first and couldn't bring them in. Have 2 on with 2 gone here in the second. And Andrew Grekel, who's a .268 hitter on the year, will try to drive in runs. That is Odachowski at second. And at first, you've got Schwartz, pitches outside. Cale Ledford on deck. Pitch misses just a little low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Grekel. We'll try to keep you updated, too, on what's happening up in Tennessee, where Walter State and Gordon State are in progress. .3-0 count on Grekel. He popped out to center field as the middle out in the first inning. And there is a walk, and the Pirates will load it up again. Loaded it up in the first. They have filled things up in the second. And that'll bring Cale Ledford to the plate. Well, can all see do it again. He got out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 gone in the first. And now bases loaded again in the second. Outside with the pitch to Cale Ledford, who singled in the first. And the Pirates might just sit and wait on Olsey to throw one into the strike zone. Well, he has. Caught the outside part of the plate. The count evens up. That hit towards left field. McKay initially went in and then said, oops, need to backtrack, but he's able to make the catch, and Ledford will fly out. 6 stranded through 2 innings for the Pirates. Still a 1-0 Saints lead as we head to the third.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I don't want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catches shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the third, Russ Carpenter starting things off. Jonathan Palmer and Jesse Hall 2 up in the inning 2. You got a shout-out number attached to your scoreboard. And we'll do in the third and fourth what we normally do in innings 3 and 4. Take your shout-outs. Don't really know if I need to refresh memories at this point. I don't know how many games into the tournament now. But in the event you need a refresher course, just need to know who you're shouting to. And would like to know where from. What part of the world, what part of the country. If it's a unique spot, these days there's not a whole lot of unique spots anymore. Steve Helms arguing this one a little more than he did the hit batsman. On the outside part of the plate, a couple of strikes. But 334-488-1385, the number. And if you want to stick a selfie in there, too, on the outside part of the plate, down goes Russ Carpenter. And there's one away for Jonathan Palmer. Stick all that information in a shout-out. If you want to put a selfie to us as well at 334-488-1385, just need the coverage in there somehow, like the gentleman did on Twitter yesterday. Love the shot at work computer, and game computer. It's what every work desk should have. And the work on one and the coverage on the other. 334-488-1385. Couple of strikes on Palmer. Jesse Hall moving to the on-deck circle here in the top part of the third. Well, the shout-out says, are we louder today? Some of us came back. LOL. Yes, a little louder. I mean, I don't want to make it sound as if the only volume comes from mamas, but a lot of the volume comes from mamas. And apparently more mamas here today. So got a little more chatter going on in between pitches and during hits and the like. 1-2 offering. Popped up on the infield over at first. Drifting near the foul line and reaching up to make the catch is Cal Ledford. 2 away for Jesse Hall. Hall with an infield single in the first and then got caught stealing second. Bryson Gandy on deck. There's a shot towards right field, but it is right to Jason Rooks. So 1-2-3 go the Saints in the top of the third. We're headed to the bottom of the inning, and the Pirates are coming to the plate.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom of the third. Jason Rook starting things off. Tyler Daughtry, Austin Zeitler due up in the inning 2. Pirates have been able to load things up in the first and second, but just haven't been able to bring anybody in. Well, I said if you're watching the game from a unique spot, I think this fits that category. Shout out to the Chat Valley Pirates sitting on the bus outside of Eagle Stadium because I got tossed the other night. Well, that's unique. Well, we're glad you're watching the coverage as Rooks wraps into the 6-3.
Number 10, Tyler Daughtry.
Love from D.C. for Enos McKay, the left fielder from my office at Nat Geo. Well, thank you very much. Good to hear from Washington, D.C. this afternoon. Tyler Daughtry steps in. Shout out says kicking butt Pirates from CV Softball. So some Lady Pirates watching the coverage. Shout out to Willie, Isaac, Witt, Christy, Dreck, and Elaine from Antonio Williams from Tallahassee. Here's the 0-1 offering to Daughtry, fouled out of play. Daughtry with a walk in the first. Austin Zeitler moves to the on-deck circle. Here's the Allsy 0-2. Hit to second. Backhanded by Colley, and he will lob it over to first and get Daughtry on the 4-3. So 2 Pirates gone. As we head to the 6th spot, Austin Zeitler steps in. Jack Lipson moves to the on-deck circle. Shout out to LBW Saints from alumni Robert Shuford, brother-in-law of Coach Chuck White. Thanks so much, Robert. Got a pretty good first name. And, pretty good brother-in-law, too. Zeitler with a pop out to left field in the first. Jack Lipson moving to the on-deck circle. That is hit well towards left field. Base hit, gets by McKay, scoops it up on the warning track. Throws in, but not before Austin Zeitler pulls into second with a double. Well, the Pirates have had base runners every inning, and their biggest threats have come with 2 gone. Thus far, have not been able to bring in Pirates. Let's see if Jack Lipson can. Jojo Odachowski moving to the on-deck circle. That's it well. McKay watches it sail to the wall, and that one will get out of the park. Jack Lipson, 2-run home run. His second round tripper of the season. And the Pirates will take the lead. So everything today thus far, compliments of the long ball. The Saints 1 run and the Lipson Pirate 2. Bunting towards Shelton. He'll barehanded fire. Not in time. And Otochowski with a base hit. Carson Allison coming to the plate. Sean from McDonough, Georgia, high school teammate of Jordan Armstrong, sending a shout out. Carson Allison struck out the last time he came to the plate. Davis Schwartz moving to the on-deck circle. Pirates getting the lead here in the home half of the third on a 2-run shot. Seidler got on with a double. Lipson follows with a home run. And now you've got Otochowski on, compliments of the bunt single. So the Pirates have put together 5 base hits. Here's the 1-2 offering. That is hit well and long, but foul. Shout out says, let's go Saints. We're behind you, Blue. Way to go, CVCC. Dr. Jones at CVCC. Fouled out of play. 1 ball, couple of strikes on Allison. Pirates taking the lead here in the bottom part of the third. Top of the second, Saints get the lead on a Whitaker home run. Bottom of the third, Pirates get a lead of 1 on a Lipson round tripper. Hit to Shelton at third. He will go over to first with a throw and get Allison on the 5-3. But the Pirates get on the board. It's a 2-run blast from Lipson that makes it a 2-1 Pirates lead. Go into the fourth.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 4th, 2-1 lead. Saints with a couple of hits and a couple of errors, stranding nobody. Chad Valley, 2 hits, 5 hits, 2 runs. Have not committed an error and have left 7 on already. In the strike zone, 0-2 on Gandy. Trevor Shelton, Reed Whitaker due up in the inning 2. Pitch is high, ball 1. So we're halfway through your shout-outs, 334-488-1385. Here's a shout-out to Coach Vic and the Pirates from the Citizen of East Alabama newspaper. East Alabama local newspaper. Forgot to mention, by the way, since it is the work day, and if you're at work and watching the game and they don't care if you watch while working, give us the name of the work spot. We'll send a little free advertisement out. Gandy strikes out to begin the 4th. And that is 3 strikeouts now in the game for Armstrong as Trevor Shelton comes to the plate. Reed Whitaker to the on-deck circle. Outside with the pitch, ball 1. Top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the 4th. That one pitched behind Shelton. Shelton ground out to second in the 1st. And speaking of Shelton and family watching in center field, I said I would shout out to Mimo and Paw Paw watching out in center field about 400 feet from the game. She asked if I could hear her shouting out from center field. I don't think I can, but you never know. Shout out says to my little brother, Trevor Shelton, hit it far. 3-0 offering. Well, instead of hitting, he'll walk, and he'd take either. Tying run on here in the top of the 4th as Shelton gets aboard for Reed Whitaker.
Number 15, Parker Griffin.
Well, with this, we are bringing the ACCC athletic season to a close. Boy, just hard to believe. It seems like we just began coverage of volleyball with the game of the week, first part of September, and here we are playing the last game or games, dependent upon as to whether there's an if game, in the baseball season. Business office at LBWCC says, "Go Saints." Good to hear from the business office there on the campus in Andalusia. So we've heard from, I think, both campuses. Business office at LBW and Dr. Jones at CVCC. I know when we were doing the Shelton State Wallace Dothan Softball Championship about a week and a half ago, I think we heard from every department at Wallace Dothan. Reed Whitaker, who had the solo home run in the 2nd, batting here in the 4th with a base runner at first. Shout out says, "Jolly good Pirates" from Andrew Greckel's Nana from England. Hey, thanks so much, England, from across the pond watching the coverage. Not sure what time it is there. I do know it's not 7 till 2 there. But thanks for watching the coverage. I would have tried my English accent on the Jolly Good Pirates, but you wouldn't be able to determine what language I was trying to replicate. So I just thought I would give it the old southern drawl. 3-1 the count on Whitaker. Parker Griffin moves to the on-deck circle. A couple of base hits in the game for the Saints, and Whitaker's got one of the 2. Runs the count full at 3-2. Shelton at first, walked there by Armstrong. First walk issued by the Pirate pitcher. And now has run the count full on Whitaker and goes outside again. So back-to-back walks put a couple of Saints on in the fourth. And it brings Parker Griffin to the plate. Griffin, a .319 hitter on the year. 1 home run, 17 RBIs, couple of triples, 7 doubles, mixed in with his 29 base hits. And has a couple of base runners on. The tying run now in scoring position here in the top of the fourth. Enos McKay to the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the inside part of the plate. Count evens. Sunny, no breeze. Temperatures right about 80. Darn close to perfect baseball weather. Here's the 1-1 offering Armstrong. Couple of glances to the base runner Shelton. And then he will hit Griffin. So it's the Saints who have loaded things up in the fourth. As Enos McKay makes his way to the plate. Jarius Colley to the on-deck circle. Limpson out to talk with his pitcher. Well, again, we're bringing you baseball up in Tennessee today, tomorrow, and maybe Friday. And best 2 out of 3 series, Gordon State and Walter State. And then for us, we'll be off to Mississippi for the Division II softball championships next weekend, as well as Enid, Oklahoma for the Division II baseball championships. That one will get behind McKay. Initially, McKay said Shelton come home, then said stay put. Of course, Steve Helms is right there. And I have a feeling that he's the top chain of command. What he says, he is going to overrule McKay's initial impulse to say, come on in. Count evens up at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Shout out to the LBW Saints from the LBW English department. Go Saints, the LBWCC President's Office cheering for you. So good to hear from the English department and the President's Office. Saints trying to tie it up. Maybe take the lead in the top of the fourth with the bases full and 1 away. Hit right up the middle, base hit. McKay will drive in Shelton. Toll the hold is Whitaker. Griffin stays at second. McKay is at first. And it's a 2-2 game as McKay delivers with an RBI single. And the base is still loaded with a go-ahead run at third. Jarius Colley next. He struck out looking back in the second inning. Takes a pitch high, but the Saints not willing to chance it. Don't want to run into an out. Want to rely on the bats to produce the run. So everybody holds. Shout out says, hit one for your mama, Enos. And boy, did he. Into center field. Drives in Shelton, ties the game at 2. Toss on the outside part of the plate. Count even at 1. One ball, couple of strikes on Jarius Colley. Russ Carpenter awaiting his opportunity next. 1-2 offering. Too low, too far outside. 2-2. Fairly sizable lead at second for Griffin. Swing and a miss. Colley will strike out. And Russ Carpenter, the DH, makes his way to the plate.
Now batting number 14, Russ Carpenter.
Jonathan Palmer moves to the on-deck circle. Davis Schwartz, Andrew Grekel. Kel Edford will come to the plate in the Pirate fourth. Here's the 2-2 offering from Armstrong on the outside part of the plate. No balls, one strike. Did I say something different? I was reading the scoreboard. That is quite all right. It is numbed right back to Armstrong. He will field and go over to first and get Carpenter on the 1-3. Bases are left loaded, but the Saints do bring in the tying run as Enos McKay delivers with a single to drive in Trevor Shelton and knock this one up at 2. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. The final part of your shout-outs, too, coming up when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
You heard of the Legend of the Dwarf King? We're making him into a movie.
I booked a job as a producer. I told them you would go too.
I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
Bottom of the fourth, Davis Schwartz starting things off for the Pirates. Saints tie it up in the top part of the inning, 2 each. Andrew Grekel, Kel Ledford due up in the inning 2. And, of course, the last of your shout-outs coming out here in the bottom part of the fourth. Shout-out to Josh Dutton from the Andalusia Star-News for doing a great job reporting the LBW Saints. So, indeed, you'll want to check out the Andalusia Star when you are there in Andalusia. Get your copy tomorrow and see what happened today here in Ozark. Hope Michelle Gerlach and company are doing fine there at the Andalusia Star-News. Shout-outs to the Pirates and Evan Baber from Grandma Joyce watching in Stevensonville, Michigan. Good to hear from Michigan this afternoon. And then a shout-out to the old LBW bus. That is a fine piece of nostalgia as it is wrapped over towards right field. Gets them where they want to go. And it's brought them here to Ozark, Alabama, where they've knotted this one up at 2 each in the top of the fourth. So Schwartz with the fly out, and Andrew Grekel will come to the plate. Kel Ledford moving to the on-deck circle. Bunt laid down. Picked up by Whitaker, zips it over to first and gets Grekel on the 2-3 put out. And with that out, Alcy's getting pretty close to Saints pitching history in this tournament. Just haven't been a lot of pitchers to go beyond 4, and he's getting close to wrapping up his 4th inning of work. As Cal Lenford comes to the plate, he is 1 for 2 in the game. With a single and a flyout, pitch stays upstairs, and it is 1-0. Lifted over into foul territory and out of play. Well, kudos to the crew here at Eagle Stadium in Ozark. Steve Sherrill and his guys, they do a sensational job at prepping this field, getting it ready for play. They are here before anybody else, and they stay longer than anybody else. When everybody's packed it up and headed home, they're still prepping the field, maintaining it, aerating it, cutting it, cleaning it, sweeping it, dragging it. So as always, great job. Just out of reach for Jarius Colley. Leaps to try to bring in the Lenford shot and cannot. And the Pirates will get their 6th base hit of the game with Jason Rooks coming to the plate.
Number 30, Jason Rook.
Shout out says, shout out to D. Williams, number 1. Thanks so much for the shout out. Again, innings 3 and 4, so we're an out away from getting your shout outs in, so you can quickly squeeze one in before we head to the top of the 5th. Unless, of course, the Pirates extend the bottom of the 4th, and that's what Jason Rooks will try to do. And does. Sends it into left field. McKay scoops it up in front of the warning track, but not before Lenford gets to 3rd, and Rooks pulls into 2nd with a double. The Pirates do here in the 4th what they have been doing so effectively in the game, and that is not getting distracted by 2 gone. They've been very productive with a pair of outs. And Rooks will deliver as Tyler Daughtry comes to the plate, trying to drive in runs with 2 gone. Outside with the pitch. Good luck today, Saints, from your Tallassee family. Shout out to the LBW Saints from Crump Elementary, 4th grade. So you 4th graders, thank you very much for the shout out. Shout out says, let's go LBW. Landon represent the Gump well. Into center field. Gandy's going to get there. And Daughtry will fly out, leaving a couple of base runners on. That is 9 now stranded by the Pirates through 4 innings. We're headed to the 5th, and it's still 2 apiece.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
You're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
You just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Top of the 5th, bottom of the order, coming to the plate. There is your line score. A couple of runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, And a total of 3 left on for the Saints. Chat Valley, 2 runs, 7 hits, no mistakes. They have left 9 on thus far in this one. Jonathan Palmer steps in to start things off in the 5th for the Saints. Jesse Hall and Bryson Gandy due up in the inning 2. Outside with the pitch. Palmer 0 for 1 with a fly out to first base. That happened in the 3rd. By the way, thanks for all the shout-outs. Good to have Saint and Pirate fans watching the coverage from everywhere, from Ozark and Andalusia and Phoenix City to England to Michigan and beyond. Two and 0 on Palmer. Into the strike zone, 2 and 1. Major League Baseball got a couple of games in progress. Twins leading the Angels 6-3 in the top of the 6th. And there is the walk issued to Palmer. So the Saints will get their leadoff hitter aboard for Jesse Hall, but I don't know that he is going to face Jordan Armstrong. Nope. Armstrong is leaving, a new Pirate pitcher, when we come back. Chris Bergmoser is the new pitcher for the Pirates. 11 regular season appearances with 1 save. He worked 11 and the 3rd innings. Gave up 17 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned. 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, couple of home runs, and an .874 ERA. And his tenure on the hill will be against a gentleman who's knocked a couple of shots out of the park during the tournament, Jesse Hall. Starts with a strike on the outside part of the plate. Bryson Gandy on deck. Outside with a pitch to even the count at 1. Jordan Armstrong worked 4 innings, faced 18. Issued 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, gave up a couple of hits, allowed 2 runs, but can't win or lose it. Outside of the strike zone to run the count 2-1. Pitch out of the strike zone, and the count runs 3-1. Popped up, out of play by Hall. And the count will run full. Jesse Hall with a single in the first. He popped out to right field in the third. 1 for 2 in the game. That is hit towards left field to the wall and caught or out? Out of the park. Zeitler reached to the last moment, thought he might have pulled it back in over the wall. But there is nothing in that mitt. And there is the third home run of the season, or make that of the tournament, for Jesse Hall. And a couple of home runs coming into the tournament, has hit 3 here. And makes it a 4-2 Saints lead. Swing and a miss by Gandy. So Jesse Hall sets the St. Parters in a buzz with his third home run of the tournament. And a solo home run. I want to think it was a 2 or 3 run shot in his second blast. And this one will drive in 2. Gandy gets on one. Hits it to the wall. It will ricochet off the wall. Trying to retrieve it in center field is Allison. And Gandy is speeding towards third with a triple. And the Saints now with a base runner at third for Trevor Shelton. And coach out of the dugout, coming to get Chris Bergmoser. Another new Pirate pitcher when we come back.
field. Toward the triangle it goes.
Pops up over into foul territory, and did he make? Looking for another TD toss. He's got it. Touchdown. Mason Bernard is the new pitcher for the Pirates. Chris Bergmoser comes in and faces two, gives up a triple and a home run, and leaves the ball game quickly. Trevor Shelton will pop it up over towards first in foul territory, and the catch made there by Cale Ledford. So Shelton with a fly out for out number one. And Reed Whitaker will come to the plate. Saints reclaiming the lead here in the top of the fifth on a two-run Jesse Hall shot. It came with Jonathan Palmer on. Then Bryson Gandy follows with a triple. He's at third for Reed Whitaker. Whitaker has homered and walked. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone from Mason Bernard. Bernard, 5 appearances this year, 1 save, only worked 4 innings, and now has hit Whitaker. And they're runners at first and third. 4 innings of work, 7 hits given up, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Gave up 1 home run. There's another base hit. That will drive in Gandy. And then it is booted in center field by Allison. Whitaker will get to third as a result. And Parker Griffin will take second. So it's a single that brings in Gandy, and then it's the error that moves runners up 90 feet. And now hit by the pitch is McKay. And I think that's going to do it for Bernard. Another pitching change for the Pirates here in the top of the fifth, as the Saints load it up with 1 away, already scoring 3 in the inning. Ted Binda is the new pitcher for the Pirates. Mason Bernard lasting 4 at-bats, did get a third of an inning. It is wrapped foul by Jarius Colley. Faced 4, no strikeouts, no walks, hit a couple of Saints. And the 3 that are on are his responsibility. Bases loaded in the top of the 5th. Jarius Colley with a couple of strikeouts, one looking, one swinging. And he's hit by a pitch. That will bring in a run. And Colley will get the RBI, compliments of the hit batsman. Whitaker will score, Griffin to third, McKay to second, Colley to first, and the 9th plate appearance of a Saint in the 5th is Russ Carpenter. Carpenter is struck out and ground out to the pitcher. Pitch low to Carpenter. As the Saints build a 4-run lead here in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the inning, Zeitler, Lipson, and Otochowski coming to the plate. It is wrapped over to first. And the force out at home, Ledford to Lipson, gets Griffin out for out number 2. So Carpenter will wrap into the 3-2 put out. It gets Griffin for out number 2. McKay's at third, Colley at second. Carpenter at first for the guy who started things off, Jonathan Palmer. Jesse Hall is back on deck. A check swing by Palmer. Got a piece of it for strike 1. Pitch goes inside. McKay at third, Colley's the base runner at second, Carpenter at first. 4 runs are plated in the inning, and the Saints turn a 2-2 game into a 6-2 lead in the top of the 5th. Here's the 1-2 offering. Hit over towards third. Daughtry spins, fires, and gets the out at first of Palmer on the 5-3. But 4 runs will plate, and the Saints will take a 4-run lead into the bottom of the 5th.
She's frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the fifth, Austin Zeitler starting things off. Jack Lipson. There's a base hit for Zeitler into left field. And the Pirates will start things off with a single in the fifth. Trying to match what the Saints did in the top part of the inning and then some.
Batting number 29, Jack Lipson.
Lipson's got a home run. He is ground out to short and homered. Had a solo shot in the third. JoJo Otochowski moving to the on-deck circle. That one is hit well to right field. Let's see if either Gandy or Palmer can get to it. Gandy will catch it on the warning track. And Zeitler will make his way back to first. One out for JoJo Otochowski. He has reached on an error and singled. On base percentage is 100%. Batting average at 50-50 in this one. Carson Allison to the on-deck circle. Throw over to Zeitler. Zeitler on the season. 1 stolen base. Pitches outside from Olsey. Well, I would say that the Saints have got to be satisfied that Olsey has brought them into the fifth inning. He only had 11 innings of work all season long. So if you take a look at the numbers for Olsey and then divide them over the 11 innings, 8 appearances, 11 innings, so he typically only works about an inning or two. And with one more out, he will be the longest tenured Saint pitcher of the tournament. This shallow center field, Colling will go back and get it from second, and JoJo Otochowski is out number 2. The mound has been a revolving door for the Saints during the tournament. A lot of different pitchers used, and nobody's gone beyond 4 1/3 until now. As Olsey has gone 4 2/3 with 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth, and Carson Allison coming to the plate. Strike delivered to Allison. Davis Schwartz on deck. Just a little bit outside with the pitch, and the count evens up. Saints are back to the top of their order in the top of the 6th. Jesse Hall will lead it off. Bryson Gandy and Trevor Shelton do up. That hit towards center field. Gandy will run over and get it. And Zeitler will be left on. Nobody scores in the bottom of the 5th. We're headed to the 6th. Saints by 4.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 6-2 Saints lead. 6 hits, 2 errors, stranding 6. Pirates, 2 runs, 8 hits, an error, and they have already left 10 on in the game. Jesse Hall starting things off. Hall with a 2-run home run, his last plate appearance, 3rd home run of the tournament. Fouls that one off over towards the third base dugout. One ball, couple of strikes on Hall. Hall singled in the first, popped out to right field in the third, had a 2-run home run in the 5th. Batting here in the 6th. Pokes this one in the direction of left field, and that's going to drop in as a base hit. So the Saints get their leadoff hitter aboard in the 6th. And Bryson Gandy will come to the plate. Gandy with a fly out, a strikeout, and a triple. Shout out says, keep on marching in, Saints, hashtag student athletes, hashtag bleed blue. Gandy ripping it foul over towards first. Well, if there is an if game, we'll have it for you about a half hour after this one wraps up. And if there is an if game, it will become the championship. And this just becomes another game in the tournament. Of course, a pretty important game. One of these two teams will head to Grand Junction, Colorado next week and play in, and I'm not certainly taking away from any of the other junior college athletic events, but that D1 World Series is the premier athletic event in the junior college athletics. MLB comes in for the final day or so. And about 140,000 people over the course of 8 days watch baseball. That one into the dirt. Lipson can't find it. Hall will make his way to second. And now Jesse Hall in scoring position. Trevor Shelton moves to the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1 offering, Ted Binda to Bryson Gandy. That's outside of the strike zone, and he's going to be given a walk. And that's going to be it for Binda. So it's not the Saints with a revolving door on the mound. It's the Pirates thus far in this one, as the 4th reliever for the Pirates comes in over the course of the last inning. The new pitcher when we return. The new pitcher is Joe Taylor, facing Trevor Shelton with a couple of base runners on. Ted Bender works 2/3 of an inning, faces 5, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit given up. He's not allowed a run yet, but there's a couple of runners on, and they are both his responsibility. A couple of pitches inside from Taylor. Joe Taylor worked 21 innings this year for the Pirates, going 3-1 with a save. Gave up 15 hits, 18 runs, 8 earned, 14 walks, 24 strikeouts. Did not allow the long ball. And sports a 3.43 ERA, and he throws 3 outside of the strike zone to Trevor Shelton, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. The runners on are Hall and Gandy. Hall with a single, Gandy with a walk. And that one out of the strike zone. Trevor Shelton is walked. So the Saints loaded up in the 6th with nobody out. Reed Whitaker, who has homered, walked, and been hit by a pitch, steps in. Parker Griffin moves to the on-deck circle. Into the dirt to the screen. Hall decides he'll stay put at 3rd, so that means Gandy stays at 2nd and Shelton at 1st. And with 5 of 6 pitches outside of the strike zone, coach out to talk to Joe Taylor. Jordan Armstrong got the start, worked 4 innings. Chris Bergmoser comes in, faces 2, pulled. Mason Bernard comes in, faces 4, pulled. Ted Bender comes in, faces 5. He is relieved. And now Joe Taylor pitching. Reed Whitaker with a home run in the 2nd, a walk in the 4th, hit by a pitch in the 5th. And another pitch outside of the strike zone. And coach for the Pirates looking over to the pen to see if his guy warming up's ready. And, of course, Joe Taylor very aware that the leash is short. Into the strike zone. Parker Griffin on deck. Here's the 2-1 offering. High and away, 3-1. All loaded up for the Saints. Nowhere for Taylor to put Whitaker. Walk him and the Saints go up by 5. Fouled off and the count runs full. Here's the 3-2 offering. Whitaker asking for time and gets it. 1 hour, 45 minutes into this one in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the inning, it's the top of the order coming to the plate for the Pirates. Schwartz will start things off. Grekel and Lenford will follow. Payoff pitch. That's a strike. And I think Reed Whitaker knew it before Blue called it. So Whitaker strikes out. Parker Griffin coming to the plate. Griffin is wrapped into the 6-3, been hit by a pitch and single. That was hit deep to center field, deep enough to score the run from 3rd. Catch made in center field by Allison. Tagging coming home is Hall. And Griffin will get his 2nd RBI of the game. And he tags and goes to third. Shelton stays at first. 2 away for Enos McKay. McKay has struck out, singled, and been hit by a pitch. Has driven in a run as well. A 1-for-2 day with an RBI. Jarius Colley moves to the on-deck circle. And now it looks like, well, what's this about? Coach Chad Valley out of the dugout and gnawing on the third base umpire. On the inside part of the plate, strike one. Hunter Vick in his first year at Chad Valley for Adam Thomas, who was the AD/baseball coach. That is right back up the middle. Taylor will grab it, underhand to first, get the out of McKay on the 1-3 and leave 2 aboard. Saints will get a run and lead it by 5 heading into the bottom of the 6th.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the order starts off the bottom of the 6th for the Pirates. Davis Schwartz followed by Andrew Grekel and Kel Ledford. All facing Russell Olsey, who has worked into the 6th for the Saints. Schwartz 0 for 3 in the game. He has struck out and reached on an error and popped out to right field. Reaches out, gets it into center field. Underneath the diving mitt of Jarius Colley. And leadoff is on for the Pirates. Andrew Grekel next. He has popped out to center field, walked and ground out right in front of the plate. Whitaker stepped out, fielded, fired down to first, and got him. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Kel Ledford on deck. Pirates have left 10 on thus far. And have Schwartz on over at first. Schwartz 15 stolen bases this year. He leads the Pirates in that category. Schwartz has been caught 1 time, so he has tried to steal second or third 16 times and has been successful 15 of the 16. Andrew Grekel with a fly out to center field in the first. Walked in the second, and then the 2-3 put out came in the fourth. Pitch outside, 2-0. Toss is high, 3-0. Olsey, a Montgomery, Alabama product. Has ran into a few bumps along the way, but all in all, not a bad job of pitching for the Saints. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Pirates were able to load it up in the first and second, but he was able to get out of both innings unscathed. The 2 runs plated in the third. That one's outside, and now a couple of base runners on. Well, let's see if Brandon Ware is coming out to get Olsey or if he will stay in and face Kel Ledford. He has worked 5 innings. Again, the longest tenured pitcher in the tournament was Cody Herring, who worked 4 1/3 for the Saints. So now Olsey has put together 5 innings of work. And you got to wonder if Olsey is playing at least a bit of a role in the decision making, but I can guarantee you he's lobbying to stay. And he will stay to face Kel Ledford. Ledford with a couple of singles and a fly out to left field. Pirates looking to take a bite out of the 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch outside. Jason Rooks to the on-deck circle. Couple of base runners on. Grekel at first. Schwartz is at second. That one catches the outside part. And the count will even up. Here's the 1-1 offering. Well, Ledford thought about it. Laid off the pitch that comes in high. Saints have their bottom third of the order prepared to come to the plate in the top of the 7th. Pitch inside. The Pirates in no hurry to get to the 7th. And Olsey is a pitch away from putting Pirates at first, second, and third with nobody out. That's ripped into left field, base hit. McKay will scoop it up. Putting on the brakes at third is Schwartz. But it is all loaded up for Chat Valley. So the Pirates loaded up here in the bottom part of the 6th. Jason Rooks, who has singled, doubled, and ground out 2 for 3 in the game, comes to the plate. Brooks with a single in the first. His double came in the fourth. In between was the ground out to short. High fly ball, left center field. And Gandy will call off McKay at the last moment. Make the catch. Tagging from third is Schwartz. Well, that was dangerous for the Saints. You saw McKay at the last minute back off, and then Gandy just kind of stuck that mitt out and makes the catch as the two were on a collision course briefly. Greco tags and goes to third. Glenford still over at first. One away for Tyler Daughtry. Daughtry has walked, ground out, and popped out. He's 0 for 2. A .252 hitter on the year with a home run and 31 RBIs. Those 31 RBIs, third most on the team. 27 walks, 28 strikeouts. Pirates getting one of the runs back, now trying to work on more. Turning a 5-run lead into a 4-run game. Here in the bottom part of the 6th. Austin Zeitler is on deck. Here's the 3-0 offering. Into the strike zone, 3-1. Foul off, count full on Daughtry. Schwartz leads off the inning with a single. Greco walked. Ledford followed with a single to load things up. Rooks with a sac fly to center field. Drives in the third Pirates run. And now Daughtry batting with a couple of base runners on. Fouled away again. The perimeters of the park, 397, dead away center field, down the lines, 323 to right and 347 to left. The gaps, 355 to right, and it is 379 to the wall in left center, or about 390 to the backyard of the nearby neighbor. Swing and a miss. Drop strike 3. But the bases aren't loaded, and there are 2 gone, so first was occupied at the time. No need to throw down and get the out. Lenford, though, will take second on the drop. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position as Austin Zeitler digs in. Zeitler has popped out to left, doubled and singled. Sends this one sky high. But in shallow left, Hall looking it to the mitt, makes the catch. And 1 run will plate in the 6th. We're headed to the 7th. Saints leading it by 4.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Well, I haven't mentioned it lately, but definitely want you as a friend and follower. At JockJive for Twitter, JockJive Sports for Facebook. Score schedule, so much more. All kinds of stuff available. And plus, we just like followers and we just like friends. So at JockJive on Twitter, JockJive Sports on Facebook. If you haven't already followed us and befriended us, please do. 7-3 contest. Pirates loaded it up with nobody out. In the bottom of the 6th, we're able to get a run out of it and make it a 7-3 game. Jarius Colley starting off the 7th for the Saints. Russ Carpenter, Jonathan Palmer due up in the inning too. One ball, couple of strikes on Colley. He has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. Lifts that one foul over towards right. When hit by the pitch, the bases were loaded, so he picked up an RBI. Fouled off over towards the dugout at third. Colley struck out looking as the last out in the 2nd. Struck out swinging as the middle out of the 4th. Slowly rolls that one towards third. Daughtry will scoop it up. Had trouble getting it out of the mid, and with a good speed of Colley, trouble getting it out of the mid turns into a base hit. So Colley with a leadoff single. And Russ Carpenter will come to the plate with one aboard. Throw down to first, designed to pick off Colley, but Lipson's throw winds up over near the canvas. And that's going to get Colley safely to third. Well, that just slipped on Lipson when he threw over to first. And Colley will get to the other side of the diamond. Russ Carpenter 0 for 3 in the game, who was showing bunt, but I guess you could always suicide squeeze it, but I don't see that much anymore. Occasionally. Carpenter struck out looking, ground out to the pitcher and to first. Jonathan Palmer's on deck. And now time called as Carpenter will go talk to head coach Steve Helms. Two on pitch. Taylor comes too far inside, 3-1. Joe Taylor came in an inning ago and faced 4. But officially worked the inning despite the fact he came in late. And he's going to issue a walk to Carpenter. So runners at first and third for Jonathan Palmer.
Jonathan Palmer.
Jesse Hall has moved to the on-deck circle. A couple of hours into this one, we are in the top of the 7th. Palmer has popped out to first. He has walked and scored a run and ground out to third. Bunted towards third, and Taylor will give a quick look to see if Colley's coming home. Colley decides it's too dangerous, and he will trot back to third. Taylor will get Palmer on the 1-3 putout. Meanwhile, Colley will go to second. I make that two. Carpenter will go to second. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position for Jesse Hall. Sends that one a long way, but foul. That one's off down the street, headed towards the hospital. Hall with a couple of singles and a home run. He is 3 for 4 in the game and has had a heck of a series. Pitch outside. I understand he's a Tallahassee product. It doesn't narrow it down a whole lot. A lot of schools in Tallahassee. Rickards, Leon, Lincoln, Childs. Throw coming to the plate. And Colley is going to be tagged out. And Colley was just sliding into the plate, and as a matter of fact, when he slid, was checking on Limpson. And it really didn't look like anything nefarious about the slide. Just a run-of-the-mill slide trying to get to the plate, and Limpson was in between the plate and Colley. So Hall will wrap into the 6-2 putout. It gets Colley for out number 2. Carpenter will go to third. And over at first now is Hall. Well, it was Colley that slid into Kill yesterday, and Kill came out of the game. And this time Colley sliding into Lipson. Swing and a miss by Gandy. Like I say, you could immediately see Colley making sure the catcher was okay. And Limpson will stay in. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. But apparently Gandy got a piece of it, so Hall, who was taking off for second, will make the U-turn and go back to first. Nothing in 2 on Gandy, who has popped out, struck out, tripled, and walked. Saints had a base runner at third with nobody out. But now there are 2 gone. Nobody's in the top of the 7th. Pirates trying to keep the Saints within 4. Fouled away by Gandy. Throw lobbed over to first. Hall safely back. Gandy popped out to center field in the first, struck out in the 4th, and the triple in the 5th, and then walked in the 6th. Getting an at-bat in the 7th. His 5th plate appearance in 7 innings. High and away, and the count evens at 2. Bottom third of the order coming to the plate when you get to the bottom of the seventh. Lipson, Odachowski, and Allison for the Pirates. Swing and a miss by Gandy. Couple of base runners stranded. Nobody scores in the top part of the inning. Pirates coming to bat in the bottom part. Down by 4.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Got a score from Florida. Chipola leading Northwest Florida State 12-5 in the 6th inning. That tournament has gone to the IF game, representing the Gulf District in the NJCAA. And Chipola now 3 outs away from advancing to Grand Junction, Colorado again. They've been kind of a fixture. They and Northwest Florida State making frequent trips, one or the other. Teams that beat up on each other in their region tournament, and one of the two typically does pretty well out in Grand Junction. I know Northwest Florida State a few years back won it. I think Chipola maybe a couple of years ago, or maybe even last year, won it. Count evens up at 1 on Jack Lipson. Good to see Jack Lipson in the batter's box after that slide from Collie. Came up a little gimpy, but apparently all right. Wrapped towards Gandy in center field. And he'll reach up and make the catch for out number 1. 1 out for JoJo Odachowski. Carson Allison moving to the on-deck circle. Well, let's see, too, if we can check in on the game going on up in Morristown, Tennessee, between Walter State and Gordon, and get a score on that one. That is the East Central District, a 3-game set in that district championship, and today is just the first of a possible 3. So back to Olsey, scoops it up, underhands to first, and gets the out of JoJo Odachowski. 2 gone for Carson Allison.
Number 1, Carson Allison.
Well, in Tennessee, it looks like Walter State's got a 4-2 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th. So here's 7-3 LBW down in Florida, 12-5 Chipola. And in Tennessee, 4-2 Walter State. And of course, at the moment, the only game that would be the deciding game is Chipola and Northwest Florida State. Now, if the Pirates come back in this one, this would be a deciding game. Up in Tennessee, they've got game 2 of the best-of-3 series tomorrow at 2 Eastern. Carson Allison is struck out and ground out and popped out. This one hit towards McKay in left field, Gandy in center. McKay's going to make the catch. And it turns into a 3-up, 3-down bottom of the 7th. We head to the 8th with the Saints up by 4.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the 8th, 7-3 score. 8 hits for the Saints, 10 for the Pirates. 3 errors combined. Trevor Shelton taking the first pitch to right. And there, Jason Rooks will make the catch for out number 1. And both teams stranding runners to the tune of double digits. 12 left on by the Pirates and 10 by the Saints. Reed Whitaker with a home run, a walk, hit by a pitch, and struck out. Parker Griffin is on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Into the strike zone, the count evens up. Reed Whitaker led off the second with a solo home run. Walked in the 4th, hit by a pitch, and scored a run in the 5th. And then struck out looking in the 6th. And the strikeout was from Joe Taylor. Taylor had relieved Ted Binda and just walked Shelton and struck out Whitaker. Foul back to even the count at 2. Saints trying to force the if game. Pirates would prefer to have nothing of it. They'd like to win it here and now and not have to rely on another 9 innings. Count full on Whitaker. And there is a walk of Reed Whitaker. That is the 3rd Taylor walk. So Reed Whitaker issued a walk. Parker Griffin comes to the plate. He is ground out and hit by a pitch, singled, and sent a sac fly to center field. 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Enos McKay moves to the on-deck circle. Into the strike zone to even the count at 1. That's going to get away from Lipson. He's not sure where it's at. Still looking. And finally picks it up as Reed Whitaker rounds second. Here's the 2-1 offering. Again gets away from Lipson, but this time he's able to find it quick enough to convince Whitaker to stay put, and Lipson's getting beat up behind the plate. And Blue will come out and do the courtesy conversation with the pitcher just to give Lipson an opportunity to recover a bit behind the plate. Parker Griffin hit into the 6-3 as the first out in the second. Hit by a pitch in the fourth, singled in the fifth. And the sacrifice fly in the sixth, batting here in the eighth. That will be a foul ball. And the count is full on Griffin. Top of the order comes to the plate in the bottom of the eighth. David Schwartz, Andrew Grekel, Cale Ledford for the Pirates. Right back up the middle. That's a base hit. Off the mid of Odachowski, but it's going to be scored as a hit for Griffin that drives in the run. And the Saints will get back out in front by 5.
Number 29, Enos McKay.
Enos McKay next. He is struck out, singled, been hit by a pitch, and ground out to the pitcher. Here's the 0-1 offering. Fouled out of play by McKay. Got a fan sitting up on the grassy knoll that just decided, with all the ricochets, I'll just cover the head and hope for the best. Swing and a miss. First occupied, so McKay is out.
Number 4, Jarius Cully.
And I think that fan over there on the grassy knoll is Adam Thomas, the AD. Watching the game from a different perspective. He was actually up in the stands when the game got started. Of course, there we go. He's a former coach who still got coaching blood coursing through the veins. Strike delivered to Jarius Colley. Left the game of baseball a year ago, actually a little less than a year ago, because of health-related issues. Had blood clots, as I mentioned in a previous broadcast, in the lungs. Those clots all cleared up now, though. That took an evil hop right over the second baseman, Schwartz. Goes into center field. And that's going to be scored as a base hit for Jarius Colley. So a couple of base runners on with 2 gone for Russ Carpenter. Carpenter has struck out, ground out to the pitcher, ground out to first and walked. And he'll take one to the noggin. And I think Taylor is suggesting, didn't he bend into that pitch? But even if he did, if you're going to, if you bend into a pitch with an elbow pad, that's one thing. But when you bend into a pitch with your head, you probably deserve first. And as a hit batsman, he's there on bag 1. Looks like Palmer won't face Taylor. There's a new pitcher coming in for the Pirates. We'll find out who when we come back.
He could be gone.
Bouncing away from the surgeon throw, and that got it. She's been the head coach. So she's done her part of the season. And Robinson will get some much-deserved high fives over on the bench.
That was a great hit. Right here.
Jonathan Palmer steps in with the bases full, facing a new pitcher. It is Evan Mickelson who is on the hill, and he delivers immediately with a strike. Joe Taylor worked 2 2/3, faced 15, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits given up. He has allowed 1 run thus far, but the 3 on that he leaves on would be his responsibility. Outside with the pitch from Mickelson. Mickelson, 15 appearances, went 1-1 with a couple of saves. Worked 17 1/3 innings, gave up 23 hits, 19 runs, 10 earned, 11 each, walks and strikeouts, and the ERA at 5.19. He becomes the 6th pitcher used by the Pirates, 5th one out of the pen. Saints building that lead back to 5 here in the top of the 8th. Jonathan Palmer with a walk. And now you got a drop strike 3, but Limpson able to step on the bag and officially get the out. Or at least we call it the plate to get the out. Bases left loaded. No, only 1 scores in the top of the 8th. It's a 5-run Saints lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
First pitch wrapped into left field, and Davis Schwartz will start the bottom of the 8th for the Pirates with hit number 11 for Chat Valley. Andrew Grekel to the plate. Russell Olsey still on the hill for the Saints. Andrew Grekel with a fly out, a walk, a ground out, a walk. He is 0 for 2. Has Schwartz on as the strike is delivered by Olsey. Kel Lenford on deck. Again, Schwartz 15 stolen bases this year. Every time he gets on, Olsey a little concerned, obviously aware of the Schwartz stat. Strike on the outside part of the plate. And 0-2 on Grekel. Grekel with a fly out to center field in the first. The walks came in the second and sixth. And the ground out in front of the plate in the fourth. One ball, couple of strikes. One-two pitch, just a little bit outside, and the count goes even at 2. Kel Lenford is next. Saints in the top of the 8th. Get Reed Whitaker in on a Parker Griffin single. That is a foul ball. Well, as you get closer to the end of the contest, the fans out in center field get a little closer to the game. You know, they were sit back, relaxed in the bed of the pickup truck early in the game, and now that you get into the 8th, they're leaning up against the wall. Next thing you know, they'll be on the warning track, trying to get a good view of the game. Two balls, two strikes. And another one down towards first, but foul from Grekel. Well, mentioning fans on the field, just you have to know how my mind wanders, and it would probably scare you to know exactly how it wanders, but it'd be cool to have a transparent diamond where you could actually sit and view the game like beneath the surface, the playing surface. It'll give you a, not for every game, but it'd be a interesting experience. Popped up in the direction of left. McKay using the mitt to shield the eyes. He'll make the catch, and Schwartz will get back to first.
Number 33, Kel Lenford.
Charlie, our PA extraordinaire, says he's never thought of that. I told you my mind goes in strange directions, especially when you've been sitting up here in the box for how many days and hours now? I think Charlie and I own some record, though, over the years. We've got to have some record for press box occupation. Down to first with a throw, able to get back is Schwartz. I think I've been here every year for 5 or 6 years, and I know Charlie's been here each one of those. On the outside of the plate. Ledford 3 for 4. 3 singles. It is popped up over towards left. Shallow left. Hall gets on the grass, makes the catch. And Ledford is out number 2. So that is 124. That was the 124th pitch thrown by Olsey.
Number 30, Jason Rooks.
Coming into today, he had worked 11 innings total all year long. And I know that St. coaching staff is extremely pleased with getting 125 pitches now from Olsey. Jason Rooks, a couple of singles. Also a fly out in the game. Ground out to the pitcher as well. Tyler Daughtry to the on-deck circle. Fouled out of play. I remember the pitcher from Wallace Hansful about 2 or 3 years ago that pitched, I want to think it was 169 tosses in a game. And he ended the game with a strikeout. But you could tell he was fatigued. Hit towards center field. Looks like Gandy's going to get there. Makes the catch. Rooks will fly out. And we'll take this one to the 9th with the Saints pushing for the if game.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 9th, Jesse Hall starting things off. Bryson Gandy, Trevor Shelton due up in the inning, too. Saints are 3 outs away from forcing the if game, and before going to those 3 outs, trying to put as many runs on the board as possible. Hall will get struck out. Evan Nicholson fans him. And there is one away for Bryson Gandy. Gandy has popped out, struck out, tripled, walked, and struck out. Innings 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now batting in the 9th. Trevor Shelton to the on-deck circle. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Comes up empty. 1 and 2. Count evens, 2 each. Update on major games in progress. Twins leading the Angels 8-6, top of the 9th. Yankees 5-3 over the Orioles, top of the 7th, midway through the 4th. D-backs leading the Pirates 3-0. And top of the 3rd, Giants with a 3-1 lead over the Jays. That is a fair ball, but a nice stop at first by Ledford. And Gandy is out, number 2.
Shelton.
2 gone for Trevor Shelton. Shelton is wrapped into a 4-3. He has walked. Popped out to first, walked again, and then flew out to right field. 0 for 3 in the game. Couple of walks and a run scored. Saints have only been retired once without getting a base runner on, and that was in the 3rd when they went 1-2-3. And it looks like it's going to happen in the 9th. Otochowski Fields goes over to first and gets Shelton on the 6-3. So the Saints have a 5-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. Is it enough to force the if game? Pirates hope not. We return in a minute.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Wherever life takes you, remember all roads lead to Econo Lodge. We make travel easy. Econo Lodge, easy stop on the road.
Tyler Daughtry starts off the bottom of the 9th. Austin Zeitler, Jack Lipson, 2 up in the inning 2. Saints with an 8-3 lead, trying to get a complete game out of Russell Olsey. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Daughtry has walked. He is ground out, popped out, struck out. 0 for 3 in the game. Well, again, going back to the Olsey numbers, 8 appearances, 11 innings, 1 start, 0-1, a 12.27 ERA. And he has got his Saints within 3 outs of a complete game and another game in this, for the Saints, miraculous end of the year. Came in as the 5, the only team that was below the 500 mark. Had struggled with their pitching all year long. That one is fouled off over towards right. And the phrase that comes to mind is Al Davis, now deceased with the Raiders, who was so famous for just win, baby. And the Saints somehow have figured out a way to win games. Pirates are trying to stop that Saint run here in the bottom of the 9th. And the Saints have given up some runs in late innings. Here's the 2-2 offering. Just a little bit outside. On the outside part of the plate, Daughtry strikes out to begin the ninth. One away for Austin Zeitler. That is the fourth strikeout of the game for Olsey, who had 7 strikeouts in his 11 innings. 4 in this one. The Saints only had a total of 6 complete games all season long, and those were 7-inning games. That one's hit well towards left field. McKay going to the wall, watching it sail into the trees. Austin Zeitler with a solo home run. And the Pirates say we're not finished yet. So the Pirates get one of those runs back. And bring Jack Lipson to the plate. JoJo Odachowski to the on-deck circle. That is the second home run given up by Olsey. He gave up a solo home run to this gentleman back in the third. And now he hits Lipson. And Lipson on. And here comes Brandon Ware, and that's probably going to do it for Russell Olsey. Gives up the home run ball, hits Lipson. JoJo Odachowski coming to the plate. Well, this conversation happened back in the fourth inning. And now they've decided Olsey goes. So a new pitcher coming in for the Saints, who will try to keep the lead intact with a base runner on and one out at the bottom of the ninth. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone. It is a Brandon Moy is the new pitcher for the Saints. Well, there haven't been many games for the Saints in this tournament without one of the Mound brothers. You got two guys that work the hill, Connor and Brandon. Andy will leave the baseball behind in center field, but it won't allow an additional bag for Libson. And JoJo Odachowski with a single. So a couple of base runners on. There has only been one game in this year's tournament that one of the two Moys has not pitched. Odachowski with a single. Carson Allison coming to the plate. A 4-run lead. That means the tying run is on deck. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch inside on Allison. Russell Olsey worked 8 1/3 innings. He faced 43. Struck out 4, walked 3, gave up 12 hits, and hit 1. Pitches outside, 2-0. So the bottom of the order doing their job, getting aboard here in the bottom of the ninth. Carson Allison is struck out and ground out and popped out twice. Saints needing 2 outs, Pirates needing 4 runs to tie and 5 to win. Just a little bit tall, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 offering from Moy. On the corner, 3-2. Davis Schwartz moves to the on-deck circle. And that one will hit Allison to load things up. Davis Schwartz coming to the plate. Schwartz, 17 RBIs, a .367 hitter on the year. Has the bases full in the bottom of the ninth. Allison, Odachowski, Libson at first, second, and third. Schwartz representing the tying run with 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth. Moy's pitch. Hit well, hit long, hit far. It's out of here. Grand slam. Pirates have tied it in the bottom of the ninth. Davis Schwartz, his first home run of the year. And now the Pirates need a run to win it. Davis Schwartz had not hit a round tripper all year long in 147 at-bats. And he takes a Moy pitch out of the park. And the Pirates have tied it at 8 in the bottom of the ninth. Andrew Grekel to the plate. And now you got the Saints hoping for a 10th. And the Pirates looking for a championship. As the pitcher's out of the strike zone, and that's going to be it for Brandon Moy. A new pitcher when we return. Kona Herring, the new pitcher, he picks up a 2-0 count and throws outside of the strike zone to Andrew Grekel. Brandon Moy will face 3. He gives up 3 hits, 3 runs. And a walk is issued to Andrew Grekel, and the winning run gets on. It was a 5-run lead coming into the bottom of the ninth. Austin Zeitler led off with a solo home run, and then Davis Schwartz with a grand slam. And we are tied at 8. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, throw winds up in center field. Hopping up, heading towards third. There won't be a throw. And now the winning run's at third. Stolen base and an E2. And now an intentional walk to Ledford. And Rooks intentionally walked too.
Number 10, Tyler Beltran.
Outfield comes in, and the infield trying to gun down the runner. Tyler Daughtry trying to end it here in the ninth with a walk-off something that gives the Pirates the win. Daughtry has already appeared at the plate here in the ninth inning. He struck out to begin the inning. Swings and misses. Cody Herring trying to get the Saints to the 10th. And Tyler Daughtry's trying to win it in the ninth. Pitch outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Count evens up at 2. Big at bat here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch comes in low. Three balls and a couple of strikes on Daughtry. Austin Zeitler, who is homered in the inning, is on deck. It is into right field and the game is over. Daughtry with a single, drives in the winning run, and the Pirates have won it with a miracle of their own in the bottom part of the ninth. A 9-8 final with a 6-run bottom of the ninth. And Chat Valley has captured the title again. Four hits, 6 runs in the bottom part of the ninth, including Davis Schwartz with his first home run of the year. And it is Chat Valley capturing the ACCC title by a 9-8 final. Well, the Pirates saved their fireworks for the ninth. And a Tyler Daughtry walk-off single wins it. A total of 10 hits for the Saints. They commit 3 errors, leave 13 on. And we'll get a run in the second, 1 run in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, a run in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th. For the Pirates, 15 base hits. They will leave 15 stranded, commit a couple of errors, and then get a couple of runs in the third, 1 run in the 6th, and saved it all for the ninth. Plating 6 and winning it by a final of 9-8. We're going to come back with the award ceremonies momentarily. Pirates win the ACCC crown.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The game? The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
This one is over. It is a victory that belongs to Chat Valley. 9-8 your final score. We're going to turn it over to our PGA guy for post-game ceremonies.
Student athletes and fans, thank you for great play, sportsmanship, and support. What a great tournament it has been. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we would like to present the all-tournament team. From Wallace Dothan, number 17, Golston Gillespie. Number 24, Justin Farmer. From Lawson State, number 27, Joseph Keel. And Daniel Bice. From Lurleen B. Wallace. Number 6, Bryson Gandy. Number 7, Jesse Hall. And number 8, Cody Herring. From Chattahoochee Valley, number 15, Evan Baber. Number 20, Chase Patrick. Number 33, Cale Ledford. The MVP of the tournament, number 22, Davis Schwartz. The Coach of the Year, Head Coach Hunter Vick. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, let's present the Alabama Community College Conference Region 22 runner-up to the Saints of LB Wallace. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this tournament for a long time, and that was one of the guttiest performances I have ever seen. A number 5 going to the championship game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the Saints another round of applause on such a great tournament and season. Now to present the ACCC Region 22 Championship to the Pirates of Chattahoochee Valley Community Conference. Go get it, guys. Let's hear another round of applause for such a fantastic season and a great comeback in the championship game for the Pirates.
Well, there you have it. This one is over, and there are your champions. Chattahoochee Valley will be headed to Grand Junction, Colorado, representing the ACCC after a huge come-from-behind victory in the bottom of the ninth as they were down by 5 but scored 6 and win it 9-8 to capture the ACCC title. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. It has been great to have you along for a great ride of baseball here at historic Eagle Stadium in Ozark, Alabama, as this one is officially in the books and final. 9-8 your final score. Chad Valley will win it. Thanks so much for watching. Robert Williamson saying, too, thanks to Charlie and all the folks up here in the box. Great job that they do. As always, Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC, the opportunity to bring you ACCC athletics throughout the course of the season, culminating with the baseball championships here. But most of all, thanks so much for watching. Robert Williamson, so long for all of us at JockJive and the ACCC Sports Network.